Hello. Mm.
This is the first of several.
Um. All right, let's go. I'm here. Um. Is anybody here? I've received a suggestion to just to watch a video. I have a whole list of topics, but now we will start. We'll see if I can tackle this topic properly, or maybe I'll need to prepare more. Even though I'm a child of the anti-regime people, I feel a bit underprepared for the topic. But we'll take a look. If I can substantially add something, I will. And if I cannot, I will simply prepare. I have amped material to prepare for this, so no big deal. No big deal. I have a reason why I'm unprepared for this, but I'd rather not get into it. It's family drama. Yeah, double stream because I did gaming for the Fat Thursday and I'm doing politics for, you know. Technically speaking, in Poland, it's already my birthday. Just saying. It's already the 28th.
Several videos about the foreign policies of Poland and Germany in East and Central Europe throughout the last 50 years. At first, this was only supposed to be about Polish foreign policy, but then I decided to also add videos on German foreign policy, but the main focus is still on Poland. I'm doing this because I want to compare the foreign policies of both countries, primarily Ostpolitik, a German foreign policy initiative that started in the 1960s and focused on building relations with communist bloc countries, and the Polish realism of Jerzy Giedroyc, which focused on securing Poland among newfound.
Okay. I actually am able to speak at least a little bit about this. I am able to speak at least a little bit about Jerzy Giedroyc, okay? So that's good. There was also one other important figure, Jan Nowak-Jeziorański, but he's gonna get a mention here. It feels like Giedroyc has this recognition in the mainstream, but Jan Nowak-Jeziorański not necessarily. Let me Google Jan Nowak-Jeziorański. As a Polish journalist, writer, political social worker, and a patriot, he served during the Second World War as one of the most notable resistance fighters at the Home Army. He's best remembered for his work as an emissary shuttling between the commanders of the Home Army and the Polish government exile. But he was also known as, after, in Radio Free Europe. He quickly joined the Polish resistance after 1940 and became the main organizer of Akcja N, a secret organization preparing German language newspapers and other propaganda material pretending to be official German publications. After the war, Nowak-Jezioranski stayed in the West, initially in London and then in Munich and Washington. Between 1948 and 1976, he was one of the most notable personalities of the BBC Polish section. In 1952, he also became head of the Polish section of the Munich-based Radio Free Europe. Through this daily radio broadcast, he remained one of the most popular radio personalities, both in communist-held Poland and among the Polish diaspora in the West. After giving up his post in 1976, he became one of the most prominent members of the Polish-American Congress. He was also working as an advisor to the American National Security Agency and the presidents of the USA, Ronald Reagan and Jimmy Carter. Through his contacts with many notable politicians in the US, he was one of the proponents of Poland's membership in NATO, achieved in 1999. Yeah, he was a pretty prominent figure. He was a pretty prominent figure, Jan Nowak-Jezioranski. As I predicted, as I thought. Alright. Let's continue watching. How is everybody, by the way? How much of everybody is here? Okay, not many. That's why I'm not gonna start the main topics yet. I'm gonna dabble into this video a bit, and then we're gonna get into the topics later.
Allies in a post-communist world. These are two foreign policies.
We're gonna Google. Just so we... Okay. Here we go. We're gonna prepare ourselves by reading Jedrzejczy's wiki, okay? Okay, there's nothing... Jesus. Because I know that's a thing. Okay, we're just gonna dip in a bit. Thank you, Philippe Auguste. You are truly a brilliant soul. You're truly a real patriot. You are a true patriot, indeed. Okay, Let's watch this and see.
Policy ideas with both failures and successes on their record that, in my opinion, lend themselves really well for comparison. By putting them next to each other, I think I will be able to point out to you how good foreign
So this is a weird comparison right off the bat. I'm just gonna say,
policy
hold
and
on.
bad foreign policy is made. How
Let me listen to this again, because Giedroyc was a guy abroad, okay, that had a literary magazine slash booklet, you know, a pamphlet, booklet, whatever you. He was in the opposition. He wasn't part of the government. He didn't dictate any foreign policy. He wrote about how it should be, but he didn't exactly dictate it. And as much as Poland adopted that foreign policy, some of it later, it's a weird comparison to compare Germany, that was a state, and its foreign policy to a guy. Okay,
policies of
I guess
Poland
that's my like criticism of the right of the bat.
and Germany in East and Central Europe throughout the last 50 years. At first, this was only
Like if you'd actually want to compare the foreign policies of Poland and Germany, you'd have to actually look at the foreign policy of the Polish People's Republic, not Jerzy Giedroyc.
supposed to be about
Yeah.
Polish foreign policy. But then I decided to also add videos on German foreign
This
policy.
was not given that Jerzy Giedroyc's ideas for foreign policy and relations would be Poland's. Polish People's Republic's was.
But the main focus is still on Poland. I'm doing this because I want to compare the foreign policies of both countries, primarily Ostpolitik, a German foreign policy initiative that started in the 1960s and focused on
How is he gonna approach it? Giedroyc was not was not someone that dictated foreign policy in Poland.
building relations with communist bloc countries, and the Polish realism of Jerzy Giedroyc,
Like, let me see. He was a journalist and a civil servant. Look. After the war, he moved to Paris, where he published and edited a leading Polish émigré literary political journal, Kultura, which promoted a peaceful settlement of Poland's eastern borders and accepted the results of the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact and the Yalta Conference, the Giedroyc-Mieroszewski Doctrine. Even though many Poles regarded these as betrayals of Poland, this helped lay the groundwork for Poland's successful eastern policy after the fall of communism. So you cannot say this is comparing the foreign policy of Poland and Germany. Okay? It's comparing the foreign policy of a country to a guy who was a journalist and had a journal and contributed to a one foreign policy. It's weird to frame it as I'm comparing foreign policies of two countries. Really weird. Am I being nitpicky? Am I being a nitpicky douchebag? You tell me in the chat. I'm trying to activate the chat a little bit. You know what I mean? Do you understand what I'm saying, or do I have to clarify? Is everything clear? I hope anybody's here. I hope my rants are not falling on deaf ears. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, I agree it's a weird comparison, but I'm excited to... I mean, I have only positive things to say about Giedroyc. I have a lot of his publications in the original... I have a lot of his original stuff somewhere around the house. Technically speaking, I should just prepare for this more and bring out all of my material and showcase it. Or maybe do an essay, a counter essay. Debate crowd. I should call crowd a racist or something. Crowd is a bit creator. He would have benefited so much from actually asking for my help with this, considering that I have a lot of the first sources for this timer period. Lucy, the smoothest beef starter. True. That I am. I'm a smooth criminal. Okay. Where's my phone? Have you seen it? Have you seen my phone? I cannot do this without my phone. Oh, well, whatever. Hold on. This all seems so silly. Oh, someone wrote me. What are you doing? I'm watching a crowd video about Poland's foreign policy during quote-unquote communism. And then I'm gonna do all the things from the title of the stream. We're gonna see if I'm prepared, if I'm equipped to actually tackle this video. Oh yeah, I wanted to check something. Sorry. Hello there. Hello there. Hello there. Hello, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi. Do it. Even the news are talking about the Fat Thursday. I think it's a legit, beautiful thing. Okay, it's like cuteness incarnate. It's cute. You barely feel it when she sticks the knife. True. True. The truth hurts. And that's why I am the deliverer of the truth.
Which focused on securing Poland among newfound allies in a post-communist world. These are two foreign policy ideas with both failures and successes on their record that, in my
Okay. Okay, but it wasn't a guarantee that Poland would adopt these, especially during the Polish People's Republic. So I'm really curious how he will approach this. And this is not Polish foreign policy in general. This is just a policy idea that was adopted by Poland after 1989.
my opinion, lend themselves really well for comparison. By putting them next to each other, I think I will be able to point out to you how good foreign policy and bad foreign policy is made, how we come up with foreign policy ideas, and
You should get journalists who have literary publications for foreign policy. That is my takeaway.
why some succeed while others fail. This video that you are watching here right now is about the origins and initial successes of German Ostpolitik, where it came from and what shaped it, how it initially succeeded and why.
Wait, Kraut is German, isn't he? Somebody correct me. Somebody tell me if Kraut is German. Kraut sounds sort of German. Not to rely on stereotypes, but Kraut does sound sort of German. It sounds German. What a Niemiec. Oh yeah. See the sound. Oh. Oh. There's also an e with the tail, and that's pronounced en. Oh, en. Pączek. Pączek. Śląsk. Śląsk. Wąwóz. No. It's not O. It's on. And it's not O. It's en. 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 Bound down. Bone. Bones. So it is what the US soldiers called the German soldiers. Wait, what? What do you... You speak in riddles, Jordan. I don't speak in riddles. I don't speak in your riddles, Jordan. You have to speak up. Why the crowd hate, by the way? Why does everybody hate crowd so much? Well, not everybody. Doesn't DBZ give you naive NATO vibes? Hello, Coconut Island citizen. What is this weird artwork? But he's gotten better, Emo. I just realized this is a series of videos and Poland will appear later. No, Poland is in this one.
Why? Throughout the 1960s
so.
and 1970s. Over the course of the next 4
Wait,
videos
no.
on this channel, you will see the origins of Polish realism in the Polish exile and anti-communist
I don't
dissident
care
movements.
about-
How German Ostpolitik failed, how Polish realism succeeded in the Baltic, and Ostpolitik exile. Videos on this channel, you will see the origins of Polish realism in the Polish exile and anti-communist dissident movements, how German Ostpolitik failed, how Polish realism succeeded in the Baltic states with the Americans and the Visegrad Group states, and how Polish realism failed with Russia and Belarus while succeeding with Ukraine, and how as a result of this successful foreign
of course it would fail with Russia, and by extension it would fail with Belarus. Belarus is a puppet of Russia, first of all, and second of all, any policy that would succeed with Ukraine would automatically fail with Russia. Okay, I hate to say it, but being pro-Ukraine automatically means that you're sort of not on good terms with Russia. That goes without saying. Lucy, what's your favorite country? Vietnam. Vietnam is my favorite country, hands down. It's not even a contest. Oh. I'm eating Japanese Cheetos. Japan is a nice country as well. Okay, let's listen to crowd.
Policy, it significantly strengthened Poland within Europe. Then I might make a final video where we go through the lessons we can learn from comparing the
Like, we cannot honestly say that Poland failed, that Polish foreign policy failed with Belarus, okay? We cannot say that because Belarus is not really a sovereign country, okay? Belarus is not an independent country, so we cannot say, oh, Polish foreign policy did not work with Belarus. Ow, ow, ow. Ow, 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 ow. Thank you. Technically speaking, it's already 28th in Poland, so it's my birthday. I'm old now. I was young before, but now I'm old. I'm older than any of you. I'm older than all of you combined. As Anakin Skywalker said, my age has doubled from last time I've seen you, count. From last time we met, count. It is tomorrow for you, but for me tomorrow is already here because it's 16 past 1 a.m. So for me tomorrow is already here. It's not here for you, but you know, time zones and stuff. Time zones. I'm gonna do a whole dedicated birthday stream, don't worry. I'm gonna do a proper birthday stream. Right now I'm just doing a politics stream. Lucy, you're a time traveler. Well, yeah, like those time traveler race in Doctor Who. I have a TARDIS. I'm not even gonna tell you what word the word TARDIS makes me think of because it's not a good word and it's a slur. But come on, when I heard TARDIS, I just. Well, okay. Never mind. I have a horrible mind sometimes. How did you like Dynasty Warriors Origin? How did you like? Did you like Dynasty Warriors Origin? It says I'm still playing Dynasty Warriors, by the way, for some reason. But I'm not. I turned it off. Wow. Aww. Should play it some more. I should play it some more now that I have the wisdom. Now that I have the wisdom to expose you to all of the gayness of that game. If anybody wants to gift it to me, I will not be offended. My honor will take being gifted Dynasty Warriors.
The two. Since 2022, Poland has become one of the linchpins in European foreign and defense policy. What decisions are made in Warsaw now have
And
increased.
also, at times, has become like a bottleneck for Ukraine, especially when the farmers have been protesting.
Increasingly more impact throughout the rest of Europe and will shape the future of Europe for decades to come.
Okay, I like Kraut now, okay? As a Polish nationalist, I say Kraut is a very honorable, beautiful, probably very hot creator, okay? Screw all those detractors that criticize Kraut. Kraut is brilliant. Look, he appreciates Poland so much. What a beautiful, beautiful man. I assume that's his gender identity. What a beautiful human being. How could anyone criticize him for anything? He had such wonderful views on everything. Look, Poland is like this, I don't know, tentacle monster that just engulfs all of Europe and the world with its tentacles. Like this Cthulhu monster. I swear it should be tentacles. I wish it would be tentacles like. As I said, this video has only a little Poland mentioned. I'm sorry for. It only has a little Poland. It is a bit of Poland. Has it? Whatever. We'll watch some of it, and if it bores me, I'm already saying Kraut is an amazing. Oh, I'm gonna subscribe. This has earned a subscription for sure. I should. Maybe I should contact him. Lucy, do you have a thing for tentacles? Who doesn't? Are you saying you don't? Only perverts don't like tentacles. Are you saying you're a pervert? Greater Rain? Are you saying you're a pervert? please don't be a pervert. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a pervert. I'm a bit of a pervert. We're all perverts here. You watch me, okay? If you watch me, then you have to be a pervert. A psychopathic pervert. All right. Let's go. Let's continue this charade.
And therefore, following the news from Poland will be more important, and being
Poland declares abortion of Russia. Ktoś tu o mnie kurwa napisał, ty mała biedna kurwo. Wiedz śmieciu, że skończyłem studia oficerskie z najwyższymi ocenami, od razu po nich przyjęli mnie do gromu. Brem, what is this from? Oh my god, what did he take this? Where did he get this? I don't even know where this is from. Brałem udział w misjach w Kosowie, Nikaragui. Is this some meme? Porto Rico, Iraku, Afganistanie i Pakistanie. I mam ponad 300 zabitych terrorystów na koncie. Jestem doskonale przeszkolony w walce partyzanckiej i jako snajper dostałem odznaczenie dla najlepszego strzelca wyborowego Wojska Polskiego. Jesteś dla mnie po prostu kolejnym celem, któremu mogą niespodziewanie rozjebać łeb z 800 metrów. Zmiotę cię śmieciu z powierzchni ziemi, z precyzją dotąd nieznaną na tej planecie. Słyszysz, chujku? Myślisz, psie, że możesz sobie napisać w internecie, co tylko zechcesz. Nie poniesiesz za to konsekwencji? Błąd, skurwysynu. Gdy to czytasz, moi kumple z Agencji Bezpieczeństwa Wewnętrznego we współpracy z CIA namierzało twój adres IP, więc szykuj swoją dupę na jesień średniowiecza. I also read it as abortion, actually. Jesteś już kurewsko martwy, szczeniaku. Mogę w tej chwili być gdziekolwiek. A i tak, gdy tylko nadejdzie mnie ochota, mogę cię rozjebać na jeden z 700 sposobów. A i to tylko tego gołymi rękoma. Podczas doskonałym przeszkoleniu we wschodnich sztukach walki znam kung fu, karate, czarny pas, krav maga i złoty medal w jiu-jitsu. Znam się... What is this from? Oh my god, there's so much swearing. I wonder if YouTube will recognize Polish swearing and will demonetize this stream. Because that was something. Don't ask me to translate it. But you just... Oh, in summary, I'm a... You're trash, son of a bitch. I am a master killer, super soldier who went to Afghanistan, Kosovo, Nicaragua, Puerto Rico, Iraq, Pakistan. I have 300 killed terrorists under my belt. I know martial arts. I can kill you with my bare hand in 700 different ways, and you're a son of a bitch, and you think you can just say things carelessly on the internet? I'm working with the CIA and security services, and I'm tracking your IP, so prepare your ass. There you go. You're just another target to me. Oh my god. The swearing. Oh my god, the swearing. I think Coconut Island Citizen maybe understood some of it. As I read it in Polish. Maybe understood some words. Being a Slav and all.
Being aware of the biases in reporting on Poland will be also very important. Because with how much influence Poland has gained in Europe in recent years, it is appropriate to see
Okay, let's not overblow. Let's not suck Poland's cock too much, okay?
Warsaw in European politics on an equal standing as Berlin and Paris by now. What is decided in Warsaw will impact all of us increasingly. That means many things. I believe Poland is likely going to be a more conservative influence in Europe that prioritizes European defense and economic deregulation. Poland, for example,
Well, Poland is far less conservative than it used to be.
Recently scrapped anti-GMO patent laws, which is a significant step in a Europe that largely legislates against GMOs. Another recent news item, largely overlooked in Western Europe, is that the Baltic states have recently cut their
I have no idea what this has to do with deregulation and being conservative, by the way. The fact that Baltic states stop their dependence on Russia and Poland helps them with it. I have
electrical
no clue how that makes Poland in any way conservative or not conservative, but I don't know, whatever. And I'm only nitpicking this because this is given as an example of Poland being conservative, apparently.
grids completely off from Russia and deepened their cooperation with Poland in energy infrastructure. These
Not just Poland, the European Union. This is pretty important.
kinds of stories are often not
These sort of stories. This says war in Ukraine. Volodymyr Zelensky thanks Japan for its support. Who's the editor for this video? Okay, who's the editor for this? Who? Oh.
reported by mainstream media that in some ways still ignores news items from
Okay.
these countries. And that is exactly why I like using ground news to stay informed and make these videos, in my research and as a sponsor. Since a
Okay. Kraut is a handsome, nice man, so we can watch his ad stuff. As he said that Poland is important, brilliant, and strong, and as a nationalist, I like it.
lot of stories coming out of Poland may get lost in translation, even though they may impact the rest of Europe. And the Ground News Blind Spot feed surfaces important stories like these. In December, the United
Some of my people are so starving for Polish news that some of my worst performing videos are news about Poland. So I don't know. I don't know if people are really so starved as to know what's happening in Poland and what Poland's ideas are, etc. Poland's supposed to be so important, so cool, and yet whenever I talk about Polish politics, nobody cares.
United States opened
Including
a missile
you,
base in northern
including all of
Poland,
you,
and Russia
okay?
responded with nuclear threats. On Ground News, you are able to see how different news outlets covered this story. With Ground News, we can see
You
that
also hate Polish news and Polish politics. In fact, you hate me because I'm Polish. Anti-Polish hate on my stream is off the charts. It's unbelievable. Oh, new videos out. Oh wow. Fake Alec Hal Parker's I will say he sure knows how to make those thumbnails. Lucy, I'm still waiting for your stream on Polish liberation from the USSR. We will do it. Maybe I should just do a video essay. I've been advised to do at least a few video essays. Should I do it? Should I be the brave engine that could?
over 50% of the coverage on this story is coming from the right. And it is noticeable that despite the differences in left and right, European media is almost unified in its support of Poland and condemnation of Russian threats, from the left-leaning Daily Mirror to the conservative Telegraph.
Yeah, because the Russian threat does not just, it doesn't just threaten Poland. Oh. Okay. Maybe. Maybe. Uh, Alright, that actually works very well. Yeah, that works actually very well. Very nice. I just saw something. I just looked at something, sorry. Very beautiful. Beautiful things. I'm an admirer of beautiful things. Whenever I see something beautiful, I just um you know, I am astonished. I have chicken nuggets. I am a duck nugget. Artistic mind, true. Why can't I have such views and likes? Life is unfair to me. I deserve more. And if I don't get it, I complain and whine and get angry. Okay? I might throw a fit at some point tonight if I don't get super cool views and everything. And I might go in a fit of rage and take out a hot dog from the fridge and feed it to my dog. Take that. How do you like that? Are you afraid and nervous about the prospect? Uh-oh. Platonically, thank you. All right, let's continue watching. I'll do the hot dog thing later. I would do the thing when I would do the sneaky thing where you take a piece of snack, you go to a sleeping pet and you put it and you watch them sniff it and wake up from the smell. But unfortunately, whenever I go anywhere, my dog automatically wakes up, jolts, and just follows me there. So it's literally impossible for me to get anywhere with my dog just sleeping because he will just notice that I'm leaving this direct vicinity and just follow me. Wait, hold on. Is he even home? I'm I might have I might have let him out to the garden. He might still be in the garden now. I might have to let him back in. Hold on. I'm gonna let him back into the house, and then I am gonna give him a hot dog while I get him. Oh my God, he must be so lonely and sad out there in the garden. Hold on. I'm gonna be back. Okay. Enjoy this Hassan stream. Try to boost my numbers to Hassan numbers. Okay. Gardening stream. My garden is hopeful. Oh my god! Oh, ow, ow, ow. Thank you, Convenient Estelle. Oh my god. He was waiting because it started raining, so he was hiding near the door from the rain. Also, I gave him a hot dog, and he's so crazy right now. He's eating the hot dog. Alright. He's gonna be hyper energetic right now. He's wet. Oh my god, I feel so bad. I should dry him up a bit. Hold on, I'll be right back. Enjoy some Hassan time. Oh my god. He's so wet and hyper energetic. Oh, I'm telling him to stop biting things. Basically, mainly telling him to stop biting things, okay? Is the dog giggling? Yes. He's giggling and biting everything, including me. Okay. I'm gonna be right back. When my parents' Jack Solitary was alive. Oh my god. One moment. He should be tired. Oh my god, I want to rest. Not jumping around, running around and biting things. He should be like, I'm cold, tired, and I want to sleep now, okay? That should be his attitude now. Not, I'm gonna run around and bite everything and be crazy, okay? Should be like, I'm too tired to do anything. I cannot. Okay? Wow. You dirty, dirty dog. I still love him. Okay, I can hear him misbehave. I'll be right back. What a birthday stream. And this is not a birthday stream. I'm gonna have a separate actual birthday stream. Hey! Hutch! 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 Shut! 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 Siadaj! Fajro, siad! Fuj! Zostaw! Zostaw! Fuj! Siad! Siad! Siadaj! Siad! Fajro! Siad! Okay. And he behaves. He gets a snack. And when he misbehaves, I punch him in the face. But I'm not gonna do that on stream because that's animal abuse. Fine. 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 Fight. 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 Okay, you listen. So if there's a video in the future that, yeah, of course. If there's a video in the future that leaks and surfaces, is gonna be me punching him in the face. That's gonna be my scandal. That's gonna be my drama. Lucy punches her dog in the face. I give my dog black eyes. I'm just joking. I'm actually struggling because I don't want to use hitting as a method to teach my dog anything. So I'm not hitting him ever. I don't use that method to sort of teach the dog things. But that means that I have no clue what to do sometimes. When he bites things and misbehaves, I have no clue. I lack the tools to discipline him because I'm not gonna hit him, but then I don't really know what to do. I try to incentivize him with positive things. Like I tell him to stop something, and when he listens, I give him a treat. That's one of the things that I know are a legitimate. Stop! Stop! Shut! 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 Fido, shut! Those are some of the legitimate methods, but shut! 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 Oh yeah, maybe I should get one. But I'm not gonna keep it in a muzzle. I'm not gonna keep him muzzled at home. That feels like torture. That feels cruel. Like that. And Fui. 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 It actually feels cruel to just keep him muzzled, like at home, inside, indoors. Yeah, but then anything. Well, then anything is negative, you know. Then you cannot do anything. Then you can just, if telling him off is also negative because I'm stopping him from something, then I should just let my dog eat all my books and I should be fine with it. Or confine him to a single room, I guess, because otherwise it's negative, you know. Plus, I never said I'm trying to avoid any sort of negative things. I said I'm avoiding hitting him. Like, there's no way not to. Like, it's physically impossible not to stop. To. Final. It's physically impossible to teach dogs to do things without stopping them from doing things. I'm sorry to say. Fido! 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 Yeah, but that's still basically making him stop. Oh yeah, hold on. So I'm gonna take a toy of his. Oh, I'm gonna take a toy. Wait. I'm gonna take a toy. I'm gonna lace it in this smelly thing. Okay. gosh. I have to wash my hands, sorry. Plus, keep in mind, while redirecting is good, the point is, like the final state is, the point of a final state is that if I tell him to stop something, he will stop, okay? And by just redirecting him, I'm not sure if I'm going to achieve the effect of I tell him to stop doing X and he will stop doing X. Because I will not always have something to distract him with on hand, you know? Like, at some point he will just have to listen to me when I tell him to stop doing stuff. But then again, I'm not really an expert on dog behavior, so I'm just talking out of my ass. Oh, he is calmed down a bit. Did you see him jump at me? Hold on, I wonder if it caught on stream, him just jumping at me like a crazy. Did it catch on stream? Yeah, it did. Yeah, because that dog is not a robot or a video game. I cannot turn him off. He interacts with everything even when I'm not there. Although 90% of the time wherever I am he is as well, so. Hold on, what is he biting? I hope he's biting his bone. Yes, he's biting his bone. Good. Good, Anakin, good. Kill your bone. I should give him more. My mom got him more toys, so that's good. Your raid attempt failed. Wow, people don't like me, do they? It did catch on the camera. Oh well, whatever. He's a very nice dog. He's a very nice puppy. I have to. Oh yeah, I should take my hormones. You will not take HRT, okay? Oh my god. He tried to eat my hormones. I cannot believe him. He tried going on HRT. It's not for you. Not yet. You're too young. I'm like a conservative that says that before you go on HRT, you have to be older. You cannot be a trans puppy. People will accuse me of grooming you or something into trans ideology. Well, I guess I'll have to read the Luz or whatever. Luigi, did you read my deterrent suggestion? I wasn't sure you were replying at points. Which one? I thought about the water spray actually. I have to ask. I'll have to ask. I'm gonna call the guy that I got him from, and I'm gonna ask him for tips how to deter him from biting stuff. Fido, shut, hutch, shut, hutch, 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 shut, shut, shut. He sits on command right now because each time he sits, I give him a snack. So he doesn't have problem with sitting. Like actually, that is a very, very successful method of training. That if a dog does a behavior that you want, and you can make the dog think of a treat when they do it, they will do it. Hutch, Fido, hutch, Fido, hutch, fui, hutch, 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 hutch. Keep in mind, he thinks of me as his dog mom because I feed him from my hand. So he actually thinks of me as his dog mom, and I'm the only human that he likes. There's no other person that he likes. He barks at all other people, including family. He barks at my brother. He barks at my mom. Fido. Like he doesn't allow anybody to approach him unless they bribe him with a hot dog. Like my brother bribes him with a hot dog. He accepts the hot dog. But then when my brother tries to pet him, he tries to bite him. Okay? He tries to bite his fingers off. And I can just hug him. Chodź, 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 chodź. Chodź. Nie. O mój Boże. Zostaw. Okay, I have to retrieve my camera box. Zostaw. 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 My poor camera box. Oh my god. The insides fell out. Hutch. Did he see any other dogs? He was raised with dogs. He was raised with two sisters. He was raised with two sisters and a bunch of little puppies. So he is not used to dogs not being friendly with him. He is super friendly with dogs. Because he was raised among dogs. Fui! Oh my god. Now he started to bite my fur mic, my fur microphone. Thank God that's a microphone that I'll probably never use. But still, I do not appreciate the microphone being bitten, okay? Hutch. Microphones are not cheap. Yeah, that's the problem. It wasn't a box. He just took the box. Okay, he took the box and it fell out when he took the box. Oh my God, did he just burp? What a pig dog. It is rough. He whimpers often and whenever he sees a dog, whenever he sees a dog barking at him through a fence, he just starts whimpering at them. He runs to the fence and he tries to lick them. He tries to be friendly with them. And a lot of dogs don't know how to react to that. He genuinely just starts whimpering at them whenever he sees a dog. What is he biting now? I cannot even keep him out of his room. Look. Look, I tried to keep him out of his room. But just like a cat, he just learned to open the door. He just opens the door like a cat. He jumps at the doorknob and he just opens the door. Which he is attempting to do right now. Okay, he's whimpering at me now, so... Yeah, I actually wondered if it would not be better for him if he had a dog companion, but I cannot handle two dogs. He treats me like a dog, I guess, because he is afraid of all humans. Hutch, hutch, hutch. Hutch, hutch, hutch. Hutch, 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 hutch. This is the stream now. This is the politics stream, okay? Me trying to fight the dog. Are there any dog parks? I live in the countryside. There are no dog parks. I live out in the boonies, outside of Warsaw. I moved into my father's house after he died. That's why having a dog is good, because I have a pretty big garden here. So you can just run around and not care about any dangers. Problem is, he doesn't like to be in the garden alone. He doesn't go anywhere without me. And when I leave the house, this happened recently. I left the house to get some makeup things, and he just started barking at the window, whimpering and hyperventilating because I was not home. Believe it or not, I actually had plans for tonight's stream. There are actually political topics that I want to cover tonight, believe it or not. Hutch! Hutch! Oh my god. What a bastard. Hutch! Hutch, 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 hutch. Streaming. Doesn't caring for a dog make streaming complicated? You make that call, okay? Watch what I'm doing and you make that decision, okay? You decide if it makes streaming complicated or not. You know what? He needed a home, so he has a home here, and I have no regrets. What? But if you feel sorry for me, then please consider donating, okay? Because if I cannot do politics or whatever, then nobody will watch. I'll never grow as a content creator. I'll be small forever and I'll starve. And the dog will starve with me because the dog depends. See, now there's 5 people here instead of the number that was here before. Also, someone should give Coconut Island Citizen a sub. My dog will go with a choke chain. Any other type of leash would be impossible. Oh no, I don't want to use choking stuff. He actually listens to me very well during walks, by the way. He's very obedient during walks. He doesn't pull on me super much, and when I call him, he just listens to me. I don't have any problems on walks. Maybe it's because I'm his dog mom. It's in certain aspects, he is very obedient to me. You can't be individually responsible for your income, Lucy. You have to. You need to. It's your duty. It's your destiny. Please don't tell me I'm going to have to indicate that I'm joking every single time I joke. I am an opponent of doing that. I am a strict opponent of saying I'm joking every time I'm joking. I'll never do it. You will never know, I guess, if I'm serious or not. Have you ever considered getting a part-time job in addition to streaming? Yes. If my plans pan out, I'm going to have a part-time job. Hopefully. If the jerk that helps me... Well, okay, I'm not gonna call him a jerk. He's actually a very helpful person. What is he doing? But then I cannot... Oh wait, never mind. The part-time job would not require me to leave the house. Because remember, I cannot leave the house because when I leave the house, the dog gets a stroke. Okay. Can you put on music or dog TV? I don't think that'll work. Hutch! 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 He's just hyper energetic right now. Tiring me out. We'll try it. Okay. YouTube. Hutch, hutch, hutch. 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 Hutch.
This is 7 hours of dogs
Hutch.
playing and
Hutch.
socializing for your dog to watch.
Hutch.
Dogs want to watch shows with other dogs,
Hutch.
like people want
Find
to
it.
watch
Hutch.
shows with other people. Check
Find
how
it.
your
Hutch.
dog reacts to this video because some dogs get overstimulated. These are animal shelter dogs, and your views provide thousands of dollars of
He
money
ignores it.
for this animal shelter.
Oh my. Okay. Okay, that's not good. Hutch. Okay, now he actually angered me. Because he chewed on my grandfather's university thesis. And that actually got me angry. Okay? For the first time, he actually got me pissed off. He ignored the dog TV. While I was turning on the dog TV, he chewed on my grandfather's thing. Bad advice. Oh, good night, Coconut Island citizen. That is a unique item. I'm actually angry with him. Oh well. He has to be in his room now and think about what he's done. Is he in his room? Okay, we can do politics now, hopefully. God. It did not work. Oh wait, what is this link? It's a video? Oh, it's a clip. I thought you were giving me something else. Oh man. Alright. No use crying over spilt milk. There are people that have had a lot more milk spill. I thought I told him not to buy books, but apparently this one was too enticing. It seemed mostly intact. Yeah, well, it is a bit damaged. It's like, it's mostly intact, but here in the corner, it's like, it's damaged here in the corner. All right, let's do the politics thing. I'll check up on him later. I'm tired. How's everybody? Anybody left still watching the stream? He's trying to get out of the room. I can hear him jumping. Oh my god. Okay, he shouldn't be actually jumping. Oh god, I forgot. Okay, I cannot keep him in the room. The dog trainer on TV said the dog should always to keep in a state of calm, confidence, or calm surrender. Well, how do I achieve that? Okay? My dog is not in the state of calm, confidence, or calm surrender. My dog is in a state of over energetic frenzy. My dog is in a state of ADHD. I'm okay, I guess. You should be more than okay. You should be like my dog in a state of ADHD. Joke? Okay, don't joke like that. Not now. Don't joke like that now. We haven't even gotten through 4 minutes of this crowd video. Oh. This is what happens on my birthday. My grandfather's thesis gets eaten by a dog. Oh, now he calmed down. Thank God. Okay, we can continue watching then.
Telegraph. While the only news outlet that lies outside of this bipartisan consensus is the Saudi outlet Al Arabiya, who blame the United States and the American-Polish alliance and frame it as a threat to the world. I have worked
New US based in Poland raises overall nuclear danger. Russia. Yeah, they really whined about that base. They told Russian state TV said that they would destroy it.
with ground news for over 2 years now and have over that time come to rely more and more on what they provide and find them more and more important. So I encourage you to check them out. My viewers can save 40% off unlimited access by scanning the QR code on the screen.
Oh yeah, we're still on the ad read. Okay.
Or go to ground.news/kraut. The link is in the description, and many thanks to Ground News.
Perfect.
I am pretty sure that everyone in the audience who's read up on foreign policy in any capacity is aware of what Ostpolitik is, but for those of you who don't know, it was basically a foreign policy
Nice, of course.
of approaching the Eastern Bloc during the Cold War, which was mainly pushed and conducted by Germany.
What
Ostpolitik
is this weird animation that's happening
is the
here?
brainchild
What is that ball doing?
of two prominent German political figures, Egon Bahr and Willy Brandt. We mainly associate Ostpolitik with Willy Brandt, since he was the Chancellor of Germany when Ostpolitik became German foreign policy. But if we're honest, the brains behind Ostpolitik who led
Actually felt more like the ball was humping rather than hopping. Oh, he's back at it again. Oh, I'm getting frustrated. A method. I forgot. Wait, I have a method too. I know how to deal with them. I almost forgot that I have a method. It takes a bit of time, but I have actually a method to deal with him. Hold on. Okay. I think I got it. Oh, I'm gonna get him now. He retreated. He wants to play with me. It's clear. Okay, he retreated. There's one thing that he hates more than anything, okay? When he's being over energetic. He retreats whenever I do it. He will retreat now as well. But he's retreating. It's when I try to hug him. He burped! I swear to God. What a dirty dog. He just burped. I've got a hooligan delinquent dog. When he's over energetic, I come to him and I hug him, and he hates it. He hates it with a passion. He hates it when I hug him. What is he biting on? Jesus Christ. Life as a puppy parent seems like a lot of work. I know. I know. No politics. He didn't interrupt me during the gaming stream. I'm just gonna, you know.
Laid out its methods and goals was Egan Bahr. After the Second
How can
World
I give commentary on anything if I cannot focus on anything?
War
You
II
said for your channel was politics free. I do video games, so Well, it seems like right now my channel is politics free. Okay, I'm back. Maybe. Okay, oh Jesus. Yeah, I muted it on purpose, okay? Because my dog is acting out. Oh, my knee. Oh my god, my knee hurts. Worst birthday ever so far. My god, I cannot even close the door. He'll open it. He'll open the door. Is anybody even here? Yes, still. Just so that, yes, you don't know what he does when he plays, okay? You take him and you let him just play and eat all of your items, okay? Including you. Just let him play. This is why you have Trump in the United States. Because you elected him and now you just let him play. That was brilliant on my part. That was a brilliant analogy. He is a puppy, that's right. He almost threw off the monitor of the table. Why does he have to act like this on my birthday? Oh, it's my birthday, by the way. So if you wanna give me a birthday gift, I won't complain. But I guess I'm gonna do a dedicated birthday stream later or something. Do not hold grudges against your dog. Too late. It's too late. Thank you. If anyone's gonna send us to thermonuclear war, it's gonna be Trump. I'm sorry, unlike Kamala Harris, it's Trump that postures and threatens invasions and annexations, not Kamala Harris, okay? I'm sorry, it's Trump that's trying to build a world where it's back to big empires sharing the world like a cake. Do you know how that happened last time it happened? World War One. Because empires tend to want to expand. And once they have no room to expand anymore, they start fighting one another because there's tensions over the spheres of influence. It's inevitable. So yeah. Trump just wants to normalize relations with Russia and divide the world, basically. Yeah. Hello, Glitchmaster. What does nuclear deterrence have to do with anything that I'm saying? Okay, I'm gonna pause now.
Germany's emerged. The initial relations between the two were a shit show. They both denied each other's existence.
I mean, it works on the West. Russia is using it very effectively to paralyze any effective aid.
Each other's legitimacy and kept raging
It's
at
just that it doesn't seem to work the other way around.
each other. A good example of this would be the Hallstein Doctrine, which mandated that West Germany would sanction any nation that recognized the GDR. The conservative German government of Adenauer officially
What is the GD? Oh, yeah.
pursued a policy called Magnettheorie or magnet theory throughout the 1950s. The idea behind it was that a democratic, open and prosperous West Germany would over time succeed and become so prosperous and attractive that it would attract East Germans to it. Gradually over time this would lead to the erosion of the East German state. Therefore East Germany could be diplomatically ignored. But the East Germans built a wall and shot those who tried to get to West Germany, making
True, that is true. That did happen.
magnet theory a failure. Bahr observed these tensions, believed they were dangerous, and argued for a new approach
Have to talk about peace together. It's crazy no one even suggested it without any clear goal or red line to the war. I don't think you've been following this war, to be quite honest with you. If you say that nobody talked about red lines, then you have not been following this war at all, okay? You have no clue what you're talking about. I am very tired. I've been wrestling the dog for a long time, and I have no patience for people talking about the war in Ukraine who have no clue about any of the information about the war. And yes, everybody suggested a peace. A peace would be Russian soldiers leaving Ukrainian territory. That is actually, believe it or not, talking about peace and how to get there. I don't know where you're getting this notion that nobody even suggested peace or how to get there, okay? I know I'm a European. That means by default that I'm better educated than you. There you go. I went there. Red Line is a cool anime. True. What am I wearing? Oh. I'm sorry to say, but everybody's been talking about peace from the beginning. I'm gonna once again talk about World War II because that seems to be the only example that people understand. You're basically in the 40s, 1939 to the 40s, you would be saying, oh my God, the Allies are not even talking about peace. The Allies are not even trying to discuss peace with Hitler. The Allies are not even suggesting any peace. They just want to beat Hitler. What's that about? Don't you want to suggest even a peace? Don't you have a clear goal or a red line? Ridiculous. But hey, I forgot that the United States in a UN resolution refused to even call Russia the aggressor. Germany was not beaten by a nuclear war. I think you should relearn history. The Nazis were not beaten by a nuclear war, by a nuclear bomb. Japan was not the main actor of World War II, believe it or not. Believe it or not, the war was not started by Japan. Well, it sort of was. It's complicated. And yet it was still not the main actor of World War II. Nazi Germany was. I can't believe I have to say this. Yeah, isolationism, the stupidest policy, which smarter US leaders have decided to abandon as fast as possible under any pretense. It is isolation. It is literally isolationism. Before the US joined World War II, it literally followed a doctrine of isolationism. Okay, I guess we're doing this. US isolationism before World War II. Milestones 1937 1945. American isolationism in the 1930s, because somebody does not know their own history, apparently. Apparently, Jack, don't do it, does not know the history of his own country, which is pretty embarrassing. Americans is isolationism in the 1930s. During the 1930s, the combination of the Great Depression and the memory of tragic losses in World War I contributed to pushing American public opinion and policy towards isolationism. Isolationists advocated non-involvement in European and Asian conflicts and non-entanglement in international politics. What you're describing is, by definition, isolationism. Although the United States took measures to avoid political and military conflicts across the oceans, it continued to expand economically and protect its interests in Latin America. The leaders of the isolationist movement, it was literally called the isolationist movement. Well, then stop saying incorrect statements, okay? Stop pretending not to know your history, okay? Only in Latin America. The leaders of the isolationist movement drew upon history to bolster their position. In his farewell address, President George Washington had advocated non-involvement in European wars and politics. For much of the 19th century, the expanse of the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans has made it possible for the United States to enjoy a kind of free security and remain largely detached from old world conflicts during World War I. However, blah, 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 blah. So there you go. If you're saying that before joining World War II, the US was not following a policy of isolationism, then you don't know your history. I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Yeah, it is not isolationism. It's simply isolationist policy led by the isolationist movement. But then again, according to Jack Don't Do It, those are not isolationism. Oh God, now I know you don't know your history. Now I know you're a typical American. Oh my God. No wonder you voted Trump. Oh my goodness. Now I know why you voted Donald Trump, because, oh God. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I have to say it, but the illiteracy is just on the where what? Alex Jones? You like where should I look it up? Alex Jones? Dave Rubin? Donald Trump? The literacy on the display is just staggering. If you say that before joining World War II, the US did not follow a policy of isolationism. Oh my god. A conflict a conflict with a different state is now terrorism. Oh god, you don't know. You have no clue. You have no clue what terrorism is. Oh my god. The illiteracy on the display is saddening. Okay, terrorism is not when you do jihad and quote the Quran, okay? This is the most stupid thing I've ever heard. I'm sorry. I don't know how to respond to you. Were the Holy Crusades terrorism? Answer me this. Were the Christian Holy Crusades terrorism? If you think that if you think that fighting the Ottoman Empire was fighting terrorism, then you will have to bite the bullet, so to speak, quote unquote, in debate terms, and say that the Holy Crusades of the Christians were terrorism. Were they? Was the Middle East fighting the Christian terrorists during the Crusades? You're boiling my brain. God. I'm sorry. You're just illiterate. That's all I will say. Christian extremism. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Read a book. I will not continue speaking to you until you start reading books, okay? Because this is just illiterate. This is basic illiteracy, and I cannot explain all of history to you in the few hours that are left on this stream, okay? No. You don't know what terrorism is. I'm just gonna look up the definition of terrorism for you. Okay? Terrorism definition. The unlawful use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians in the pursuit of political aims. That is terrorism. If you think the Ottoman Empire fighting the United States is terrorism, then you are illiterate. Yeah, illiterate people call it that. Okay? It is illiterate to say that jihad equals terrorism. Okay, I'm gonna give you the definition of jihad, I guess. Because this is getting ridiculous. Jihad, a struggle or fight against the enemies of Islam. The spiritual struggle with oneself against sin. That's not terrorism. You are illiterate. And I don't know what to do with you. I don't know what to say to a person that says America was fighting terrorism by fighting against the Ottoman Empire. So what? Threats are not. Oh my god, I'm gonna. This is turning into a real education moment. I'm gonna give you the definition of the word threat. Okay, threat, meaning, because you seem to be mistaking the word threat with the word terror. Threat. A statement or intention to inflict pain, injury, damage, or other hostile action on someone in retribution for something done or not done. 2. A person or thing likely to cause damage or danger. There you go. Not every country that poses a threat is a terror group. Yes, I am trying. No, I'm not trying to pick up a fight. I'm trying to fight against your illiteracy. Blatant illiteracy. Because you're reading those documents without understanding them. And that is the worst type of illiteracy. The lack of basic reading comprehension. When you read that a foreign country is a threat and you interpret it as, oh, so they were writing about terrorism, therefore. And that is the most basic form of illiteracy there is. The lack of reading comprehension. And it annoys me a lot. Oh my god. You do not know what you're talking about. Yes, I stand by it. You read those documents and you did not understand their contents. Okay? I am telling you right now. You might have read those documents, which I doubt, but you did not understand their contents. If you think that Middle Ages religious wars were terrorist wars or whatever, then again, you're illiterate. Yes, yes. Because this chatter needs education badly, okay? This chatter needs to fight their illiteracy very badly.
Based on 5 points.
This is exact. This sort of lack of basic understanding is how you arrive at saying things like Zelensky stole money from the U.S. Okay, which is also a thing that Jack Don't Do It has said here. You should invest in basic reading comprehension courses because this is just I'm getting riled up. I guarantee you that you do not. Okay, I don't think you understand what geopolitical means. If you think that the fight against the Ottoman Empire was a fight against terrorism, if you think that Zelensky said that he cannot account for the aid money, then no, I don't think you understand geopolitics at all, even on a basic level. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. I'm sorry. There's no other way to put it. There's no other way to put it. I have to be blunt. I have to give you some tough love. If you think that any fight against Islam in history equals fight against terrorism, then I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I have no clue what to tell you. Jesus. No, we're not on the same page because I do not lack basic literacy and you do. So we cannot be, definitionally, we cannot be on the same page. It's impossible. It is impossible for us to be on the same page.
In foreign policy. First, preventing a Third World War. Any border incidents between the two Germanys would not just concern West Germany alone, but had the potential of escalating into a full-on global nuclear war. Speaking to East Germany should therefore not be rejected on selfish nationalistic grounds of wanting a Germany that was unified.
Okay, terrorism is not when jihad. If you think that terrorism is when jihad, then again, oh my god. This is the brain of a typical Trump voter, I guess. Proud illiteracy. Proud illiteracy.
Because any misstep could draw the entire world into conflict. West Germany therefore had a responsibility not just to itself, but for the sake of the security of the whole world, to speak to East Germany. Second, accepting the status quo.
I was saying that is what they called it after I but this has been going on against TSC before we so never really. No, it's not what they called it after 9/11. You don't understand anything. Like the thing that you wrote earlier when you said, "I assure you, I know more about geopolitical history than you." It's getting more laughable by the second. Okay, the statement that you made earlier.
Sulking in a corner because Germany was not unified was delusional. Reality does not change just because of one's wishful thinking. Continuing to reject that reality would only separate the two Germanys even more. Contact could facilitate exchange and ties. The division of Germany must therefore be accepted as a political reality, not because one wants it to be the reality, but because it simply is the reality. Third, talk for the sake of talking. It is important to talk to the East, even if there were two German states, in order to maintain one German society. Germans must be allowed to speak, interact, and know of each other at the very least. Fourth, reconciliation. Germany has done wrong. Now today we all know this, and it's not a controversial thing to say, but at the time, during the late 1950s and early 1960s, that was a very courageous thing for a German.
Jesus, Germans. Okay. I'm not. Oh, okay. I'm disengaging from this. You don't know what terrorism is. You treat a war between two states as war against terrorism. You are functionally illiterate. Okay? You're functionally illiterate. You have to read about this. You have to hit the books. I'm sorry. This topic is over. This conversation is over. You're worse than my dog. You're worse than my dog. At least my dog has an excuse to be a troublemaker. You don't. I think this is for the nerds. Well, be a nerd. You have to be a nerd somehow. Because if you're not, if you remain proudly in your illiteracy, you end up voting for Trump, okay? That is how you arrive at MAGA, okay? Through functional illiteracy, you arrive at voting for Donald Trump. And we are where we are.
To say in Germany. The first German post-war governments very reluctantly, if at all, admitted or apologized for any wrongdoing during the Nazi era and the Second World War. The general attitude was to attempt to sweep it all under a rug and go on with business as usual. The young Social Democrats emerging as party leaders in the early 1960s believed that this could not be continued. Germany must admit to the crimes of its past. It must face their consequences and it must do what it can do to reconcile with her victims. Fifth,
There
trade.
really is not much Poland in this, is there? We're gonna watch this on speed because...
In the 1950s, the German and French governments signed trade treaties opening up each other's markets. The purpose of these treaties was to interconnect the French and German economies to such an extent that war would be made impossible between the two. Similar policies should be pursued with the East. The foreign policy doctrine formulated out of these points was called Wandel durch Annäherung,
Okay,
change
this is,
through
this
approaching.
is not interesting. Where's Poland?
Recognized German responsibility for the
Okay, this has no Poland in it. We're gonna do this. U.S. Ottoman War. Because we're gonna educate someone. First Barbary War. The war against terrorism. I trust our founders. Well, I'm sorry, you don't understand what they wrote. So you don't trust your founders. You trust your illiterate interpretation of what they wrote. The First Barbary War, also known as Tripolitan War and the Barbary Coast War, was a conflict during the 1801-1815 Barbary Wars in which the United States fought against the Ottoman Tripolitania. Tripolitania had declared war against the United States over disputes regarding tributary payments in exchange for cessation of Tripolitanian commerce raiding at sea. Oh wow, that sounds like terror. That sounds like a war on terror to me. Okay, that's interesting. United States President Thomas Jefferson refused to pay this tribute. The first Barbary. Oh wow, sounds like a war on terror. Jack, don't do it. It really feels like a war against terrorism. The First Barbary War was the first major American war fought outside the New World and in the Arab world, besides the smaller American Algerian War. Well, I guess that was a lie that you told us before. That was the first war after you've gained independence, so thank you. The American Algerian War was the first one, actually. Background of the war. Barbary corsairs and crews from the quasi-independent North African Ottoman provinces of Algiers, Tunis, Tripoli, and the independent Sultanate of Morocco under the Alauid dynasty were the scourge of the Mediterranean, capturing merchant ships and enslaving or ransoming their crews, provided the rulers of these nations with wealth and naval power. The Tritanian Order, or Order of Muturins, had operated from France for centuries with the special mission of collecting and dispersing funds for the relief and ransom of prisoners of Mediterranean pirates. According to Robert Davis, between 1 and 1.25 million Europeans were captured by Barbary pirates and sold as slaves between the 16th and 19th centuries. Barbary corsairs that... Yeah, that's not a war against terror. I'm sorry. Jack, don't do it. hate it. I hate it when people don't know what they're talking about. I just hate it when people. I'm sorry, I cannot continuously repeat. I cannot repeat continuously explain to you what terrorism is and isn't. Okay. I'm sorry. When a country declares a holy war against a different country, fighting against that country does not mean you're fighting against terrorism. I'm sorry, if you say that, then you are, again, functionally illiterate. It doesn't matter. Secret documents of the enemy nation do not matter, okay? When an empire says we're gonna fight you, and the United States we're gonna fight you back, and the empire says we're declaring a holy war on you, it doesn't mean the United States say, oh well, now this is a war against terror. No, you have not. You're an idiot. I'm sorry. I just. Wow. Okay. You're not understanding what is being said to you. Okay. You have no clue what you're talking about. My goodness. Why do I get all the illiteracy in the chat? Yes, I know. It is a. You keep talking about this document in which the United States says that it's fighting against the Ottoman Empire, that is waging a holy war against them, yes. And said that that is a threat, yes. And that means nothing and definitely does not mean what you think it does, okay? You have no clue what you're talking about. All that your document says is basically the United States acknowledging that the Ottoman Empire is a threat. That is all. That's everything that it does. My God. In fact, screw it. I'm a history channel. We're gonna read it. We're gonna read it on stream. Founding Father document jihad. Here you go. They kept enslaving our people and killing us, so we ask why if we have not done anything to them. It was a trade dispute, you idiot. What documents am I looking for? Just saying you're not going to be able to link it here. Because you're not a mod or anyone. All right, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the document. If you enjoy me arguing, okay, that means nothing. That you just gave me zero detail. I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna prove it. I'm gonna demonstrate. This is why I'm saying you're illiterate, okay? This is exactly why. I'm gonna enter into Google what you just gave me, okay? Diplomatic correspondent of the United States. Letters from individuals of Public Affairs, Volume 1. Oh, it's a book that I can buy. That's great. That's amazing. September. There you go. We're gonna read it. We're gonna put this argument to rest because this is just. Okay, where's the thing? Okay, I'm gonna look up the word jihad. Nothing comes up. Nothing comes up. Hold on. There's nothing on September 10th, 1983. There's September 9th. There's nothing. This is this it? Okay. Oh my god. Jihad has nothing. Nothing comes up with jihad. Nothing. There's not the word Quran does not the word jihad does not come up. Okay? So there you go. Holy war. Nothing comes up. Okay, we're gonna read it. We're gonna read it, as annoying as this is. Sir, soon after the arrival of M. Jefferson in London, we had a conference with the ambassador of Tripoli at his house. The amount of all information we could obtain from him was that a perpetual peace was in all respects the most advisable, because a temporary treaty would leave room for increasing demands upon every renewal of it, and a stipulation for annual payments would be liable to failures of performance which would renew the war, repeat the negotiations, and continually augment the claims of this nation, and the difference of expense would by no means be adequate to the inconvenience, since 12,500 guineas to his constituents, with 10% upon that sum for himself, be paid in the treaty was made for only a period of 1 year. Yeah, I will see. I will see your illiteracy on full display. I can already see it, in fact. That's 30,000 guineas for his employers and 3,000 for himself were the lowest terms upon which a perpetual peace could be made, and that this must be paid in cash on the delivery of the treaty signed by the sovereign, that no kind of merchandises could be accepted, that Tunis would treat upon the same terms, but could not answer the allegers of Morocco. We took the liberty to make some inquiries concerning the grounds of their protestations to make war upon nations who had done them no injury, and observed that we considered all mankind as our friends. We had done us no wrong, nor had given us any provocation. The ambassador answered us that it was founded on the law of their great prophet, that was written in the Koran, that all nations who should not have acknowledged their authority were sinners, that it was their right and duty to make war upon them wherever they could be found, and to make slaves of all they could take prisoners, and that every Mussulman who should be slain in battle was sure to go to paradise, that it was a law that the first who boarded an enemy's vessel should have one slave, more than his share with the rest, which operated as an incentive to the most desperate valor and enterprise. That it was the practice of their corsairs to bear upon a ship, for each sailor to take a dagger. That does not prove your claim, okay? No, this does not prove your claim in the slightest. This is stupid. This does not prove. What is your claim again? Repeat your claim. Repeat your claim. Yes. Yes, you don't know your history. I said you read the document and you did not understand what you were reading. And I was correct. I was proven correct. I just read it and I was proven correct that you lack the basic reading comprehension. You should invest in reading comprehension before attempting to read anything. If your takeaway is that the US was fighting a war against terrorism here, yes. Thank you. Yes, because it was a war between two states, between the United States of America and the Ottoman Empire. Oh God. All right. Let me see. Let me see. Let me go to the topics that I have prepared for tonight. Some of them are ridiculously funny. It's your president. Jack, don't do it. You remember how Trump called Zelensky a terrorist? You remember how he wrote a whole post in Truth Social and how he said Zelensky is an illegitimate president, he's a terrorist, not that terrorist, he's a tyrant, he's a dictator. You remember? You remember how Trump called Zelensky a dictator? I'm going to bed. Good night. Good night, Greater Rain. Okay. Well, now it seems like Trump doesn't remember his own words. It seems like Trump does not remember calling Zelensky a dictator. Because it's just like this. Zelensky refuses to sign that ridiculous minerals deal. He becomes a dictator. He becomes a person that is an illegitimate ruler. He becomes pressured to do elections. No, I'm sorry. If you think this is just a joke, then you're stupid. And I will prove it to you. Okay? I'm getting sick of this. It's obviously a joke bit. The reality is Zelensky refused to sign a ridiculous deal and therefore became inconvenient, became a liability, so it was easy to brand him as a dictator. But the moment that Zelensky said we can revise the deal and we can sign the deal, it became not convenient to call him a dictator anymore. And this is why this clumsy little take back that will happen in this video. And then, no, the question was absolutely not dumb. Again, if you think that the question was dumb, then you are showing your illiteracy, and I will demonstrate it with the next clip. Let's watch this for now.
Mr. President, do you still think that Mr. Zelensky is a dictator?
Did I say that? I can't believe I said that. Next question.
First of all, how is that question dumb? How is the question dumb? He called Zelensky a dictator without any justification. It is a perfectly legitimate question to ask. Thank you for loving me. It is a perfectly legitimate question to ask. Do you stand by your words? Is Zelensky a dictator? Okay? But then, he was also asked, and I have it somewhere around here, okay? This is actually more interesting. Trump was also asked, is Vladimir Putin a dictator? Guess what the answer was? Okay? Guess what he said?
You called Zelensky a dictator. Would you use the same?
You called Zelensky a dictator.
You called Zelensky a dictator. Would you use the same?
Would you use the same words regarding Putin?
Words regarding Putin.
I don't use those words lightly. I think that we're going to see how it all works out. Let's see what happens. I think we have a chance of a really good settlement between various countries. And, you're talking about Europe, and you're talking about Ukraine as part of that whole situation. The other side has a lot of support also. So let's see how it all works out. It might work out. Look, you can never make up lives. The one thing you can make up the money, but you can't make up the lives. A lot of lives lost. I think probably a lot more lives than people are talking about it.
So he did not answer the question. He said that he does not use the word lightly. He refused to answer the question. He called Zelensky a dictator very lightly. He just threw the word around as if it was nobody's business. But the moment he was asked, okay, is Putin a dictator? Oh, then suddenly, I don't use these words lightly. Listen, let's just wait. Let's not be hasty. Let's not jeopardize my good business relations with the dictator. I mean, perfectly legitimately chosen Vladimir Putin. Okay? You need to understand he's trying to get something out of this deal, but isn't what he's saying. There's much more to this than you think. Trump is going to open up the books because the whole reason the mineral crap came up is because Hunter Biden was on board for one of the companies he bought the land while Biden was VP. He was also using how Russia attacked. Oh my God. And you tell me that you know anything about geopolitics if you think that the mineral deal with Ukraine is about Hunter Biden. You're lost in the sauce. I'm sorry to tell you. Okay? You're completely lost in the sauce if you think that the goal has anything to do with Hunter Biden, with the mineral deal. You are lost. Missiles don't care about oceans, I hate to tell you. Nukes also don't care about oceans. Ukraine has always been a corrupt vassal for the deep state and the CIA. Okay, you told me you knew the history of geopolitics. Tell me, since when has Ukraine been a corrupt vassal for the deep state and the CIA? You just said always. Give me a date. 1918, 1989, 2004. Which? Where? God, you're trolling me. I refuse to believe that you're not trolling me right now. I refuse to believe you're not trolling me. The dog is afraid. Asleep. The ever elusive deep state. Is that good because we are taken advantage of and trade and now want to drag us into wars with a country that really never even attacked America? I'm done. I'm done. This is a cautionary tale as to what illiteracy does to a person, okay? Slogans, empty statements, meaningless statements that you probably do not understand yourself. Okay, you are not a serious person. I cannot take this seriously. I'm done. I'm done with this discussion. My goodness. I refuse to believe. I cannot believe this. I'm not looking at YouTube chat. It's horrible. It's the worst thing ever. It's painful. Now I know how Brooks felt when he watched that Nietzsche video. This is the equivalent. I'm feeling the equivalent of watching someone trying to talk about Nietzsche without knowing anything about him. Someone's trying to talk about geopolitics and history without having no clue what they're talking about. And they're confidently saying one bad thing after the other. Goodness gracious. Ukraine was always a corrupt vassal of the deep state and the CIA. I don't even know what to do with that statement. All right. So basically, what I was getting at is that Donald Trump is a self-interested man. He does not care about the United States reputation. Not really, even though he keeps saying that he does. He does not care about international relations. Not really. He only believes in might makes right. He does not believe in integrity, since one day he calls Zelensky a dictator when he doesn't want to sign the deal, and the next day he says, "Oh, I never said that. I cannot believe I said that." Now that Zelensky is willing to sign a deal and is completely unwilling to call Putin a dictator in the name of having good business relations with Russia. He does not care. Okay? He does not care. And he does not care about peace in Ukraine. He only cares about normalizing relations with Russia. That is the main agenda between the United States and Russia. The main agenda is normalizing relations, squeezing everything that the United States can from Ukraine, and then maybe working on peace, which does not have to be just for Ukraine in the slightest. Okay? And this is happening as Vladimir Putin is spinning his own narrative. Because now, since history has been practically rewritten, okay? History has been effectively rewritten, and now Ukraine has been blamed for the war. The US tries to paint Ukraine as the aggressor. And so, of course, Zelensky and Ukraine, by extension, will be painted as warmongers. They will be painted as a country that does not want peace. After all, they started it. They should have just agreed to a peace, whatever that means, at the beginning. They should have basically rolled over for Russia. Okay? And with this in mind, we enter this. Russian President Vladimir Putin has warned of forces attempting to derail Ukraine peace talks, currently being brokered by Washington and Moscow. The Russian president has described his first contact with the US on the matter as hopeful, but on Wednesday, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said a framework economic deal between Ukraine and the United States had been reached, though security guarantees remained unresolved. Speaking at a Federal Security Service FSB board meeting on Thursday, Putin said that Western elites would try to disrupt dialogue between Russia and the US as the two nations work towards peace talks. And by that, he basically means we are working towards throwing Ukraine under the bus, and Western elites will try to disrupt that. Putin said the Kremlin understands that not everyone is pleased that Washington and Moscow have resumed bilateral talks. Yeah, because it's the stupidest move that you can do. It's basically rewarding Russia for invading. The fact that the US now refuses to call Russia the aggressor and blames Ukraine for the invasion, yeah, it basically means that Ukraine is being thrown under the bus. And it means that, of course, Europe, for example, will be angry about Washington and Moscow resuming bilateral talks. Some Western elites are determined to maintain stability in the world, he said. And these forces will try to disrupt or compromise the dialogue that has begun, Putin added, without offering evidence to support his claims, because Russia does not need evidence. Okay? Russia actually, that is also another matter, that Russia is in no hurry for a peace. Just so you know. The moment that the US-Russia relations will start to normalize, the moment that the Russian economy will be allowed any respite, that is the moment where Russia will have no incentive to stop the war. Just so you know. Trump's approach has introduced uncertainty, especially regarding continued assistance and sanctions against Moscow. And that is another thing that will just disincentivize Russia from stopping the war. This is going in a separate direction from peace, actually. Shortly after taking office for a second term, Trump spoke to Putin over the phone and agreed to kickstart talks to bring an end to the conflict in Ukraine. This sort of peace that Trump is working towards will just allow Russia to rebuild and attack again. But Putin also said on Monday that he has not discussed resolving the conflict in Ukraine in detail with Trump. These comments came on the day that Trump said he was hopeful that Russia's war in Ukraine was nearing an endgame as he met with French President Emmanuel Macron on the third anniversary of the invasion. Trump said he believed Putin would accept European peacekeepers in Ukraine as part of a potential deal to end the war. The president is meeting UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer on Thursday. On Wednesday, an agreement which grants the US access to Ukraine's rare earth minerals was seen as the first step towards a broader agreement, with final terms hinging on discussions in Washington as early as Friday. A deal stops short of providing explicit security commitments for Kyiv, which remains a key concern amid its ongoing war with Russia. Without security guarantees, without any security commitments from the West, Russia will absolutely just rebuild and attack again. Okay? On February 12th, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said Washington would neither support Ukraine's NATO membership nor deploy peacekeeping troops on Ukrainian soil, which effectively leaves Ukraine defenseless against Russia. He also said Ukraine would not regain its pre-2014 borders when Putin launched his initial attack on the Crimean Peninsula. President Donald Trump told the BBC on February 19th, I think the Russians wanted to see the war end. I really do, but I think they have the cards a little bit because they've taken a lot of territory, so they have the cards. Well, the United States is stronger, so it has the cards as well, but Donald Trump does not care to use them because he does not see any benefit in it. Russian President Vladimir Putin said on Thursday, we understand that not everyone is happy with the resumption of Russian and American contacts. Some Western elites are still determined to maintain instability in the world. Yes, the instability created by Russia, and these forces will try to disrupt or compromise the dialogue that has begun. We see this. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said on Wednesday, I wanted to have a sentence on security guarantees for Ukraine, and it's important that it's there. If we don't get security guarantees, we won't have a ceasefire. Nothing will work. Nothing. So that's it. That is exactly why Trump refused to call Putin a dictator. It's because he does not care about truth. He does not care about just peace. The only thing he cares about is business relations as usual, or even better. That is all that he cares about. Okay, I will address the comments of Jack Don't Do It only once. I realize that Jack Don't Do It is trolling. Okay, there is no way that you are writing all this in earnest. Okay, I refuse to believe that this is not a troll, but nevertheless, I will address it one by one. I should make you call in and talk to me about this because I'm getting annoyed. Zelensky saw a lot of skeletons in his closet. There is more to the story than you know. Empty statement, meaningless. You said nothing here. We've been telling you all to build your military for decades. Meaningless statement, nothing to do with the war in Ukraine. It has nothing to do with Russia being the aggressor and the invader of Ukraine. It is not the citizens' fault you have weak leaders. Another empty statement. There's nothing to respond to here. Look, Ukraine did some disgusting things in East Ukraine. Do you agree, or do you think their actions are justifiable? I have no clue what you're referring to. You will have to provide evidence for any disgusting things that Ukraine has done in East Ukraine. The core issue behind the war, like banning the language. Yeah, banning the language that is used in the entirety of the country every single day. First language that I hear from people when I go to Ukraine is Russian. Okay? Most of the time people speak Russian in Ukraine. In Kyiv, which is not even out east. People ask me, do you speak Russian? So if you think that there was some ban on the language, then you have no clue what you're talking about, which does not surprise me in the slightest. That you do not know what you're talking about. Bombing churches, provide evidence. Provide evidence that Ukraine bombed any churches. and discrimination. The banning of the language is the most laughable claim that you can ever give me, considering how often I hear Russian every single day when I'm in Ukraine, okay? It's laughable. Using Nazi propaganda. What Nazi propaganda? There you go. I've responded to it once. They banned it from schools? I don't believe they did. Let me... Okay, we're gonna fact check it on the spot. Ukraine, Russian ban schools. Language schools should undergo SNAP training to capable to switch to Ukrainian as the working language. The law on education retains the right of schooling in the language others than Ukrainian only for the ethnic groups which have no national states or their own. Russian doesn't fall into any of these categories, thus the share of subjects which should be taught in that language must shrink to 20% starting this December. This is not a ban. You don't know what you're talking about. Once again, replacing teaching subjects in Ukrainian and not in Russian is not a ban on Russian in schools. What Nazi generals? What are you talking about? What Nazi generals? So there you go. Russian ban in schools disproven. Immediately, in 5 seconds. What Nazi leaders? No, I'm not going to look it up. You tell me. You tell me. We have already done away with the whole ban of Russian in schools. Breaking news from MAGA. Ukraine is bombing itself with Russian missiles and drones. True. I don't know, just what I was told. Oh, okay. So you have no clue what you're talking about. Thank you. They killed an American journalist. They did not kill an American journalist. Who are they? How did they kill them? Who was the journalist? Let's talk about that. Who was the journalist? Tell me about this journalist. This is hilarious. Okay, tell me about this journalist. Nope, wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. I know what you're talking about. Clearly, you do not. No, no, no. Not I will find out. You tell me who he was. I know who he was. You do not. You know nothing about this. I can tell. I can tell you do not know anything about this. This is brilliant. This is amazing. Why isn't Ukraine teaching children in schools in English? This is very suspicious. Also, why is Ukrainian Bible not in English? That's also suspicious. I guess Ukraine is banning English language. Gonzalo Lira. So you didn't know that before. You did not know anything about this person. They are alive, but they're a totally different unit now. It's a long story. It's a totally different unit now. You know nothing about Gonzalo Lira. Calling him a journalist as a joke. Let's get that out of the way. He was no journalist. He was a propagandist, a very bad propagandist at that. He was arrested because he was openly calling for Ukraine to be bombed while in Ukraine. Okay? This is meaningless. Being an American does not give you carte blanche to break the law in different countries. I hate to tell you. I hate to say it to you. Being an American does not make you above the law of any other country that you visit. So now, you said they killed an American journalist. Okay? So, provide me evidence that he was murdered. Provide me any evidence that he was killed by Ukraine. Even a shred of evidence. I'll be waiting. I'm go to the toilet. When I'll be back, I'll be waiting for the evidence that he was murdered. In fact, provide me any evidence that he was even a journalist. Because calling Gonzalo Lira a journalist is a joke, is an affront to any journalist, to any actual journalist. It's a bad joke to call him a journalist. Never again call him a journalist. Well, Vladimir, I'm gonna say it again. The difference is, okay, that Israel killed actual. First of all, Israel killed actual journalists, okay? Actual reputable journalists, not hack propagandists, okay? Second of all, there's no evidence that Ukraine killed Gonzalo Lira. There you go. If you can provide it, perfect. Give it to me. But first of all, such evidence does not exist. Second of all, he was not a journalist. Do not call him a journalist, ever. I'll be right back. I'm going to the toilet. And again, never call Gonzalo Lira a journalist. So I see no evidence of Lira being murdered. I see no substantiation of the claim. And I will use this opportunity to once again remind you never to call Gonzalo Lira a journalist, because that is a laughable title to give him, okay? It is an affront to any actual journalist to call that guy a journalist. It is a joke, not a funny one. What did he do to you? He personally insulted me by calling himself a journalist. Alright, at least I managed to do a single segment tonight. That is, well done. Why are you trying to cancel your fellow journalists? Which I do not call myself a journalist, okay? I might attempt to call myself an aspiring journalist if anything I write actually gets published. I do not claim to be a journalist. That would be basically, I'm the same way a journalist as Gonzalo Lira is. Well, with the difference being that I'm not as much of a propagandist as he was, but you know what I mean. Journalist is not a term that should be just thrown around willy-nilly. Just because I talk about something does not mean I'm a journalist. There's a little bit more work and commitment that comes into actually being a journalist. I think that once you build any sort of body of work, once you actually are published in any sort of journalist medium, once you actually, you are a journalist once you actually start doing real journalist work. That is what I will say. So yeah, I'm sorry I got you worked up. It's okay. Calling Gonzalo Lira a journalist will get anybody worked up. I'm sorry, but that's an insult to Hassan Piker. I hate to say it. Remember when they thought Chomsky died? Yes, I do. Alright, I'm gonna finish the stream for tonight. Unfortunately, my dog did not allow me to do many politics tonight. I'm going to have to do the politics later, I guess. And, you know. Hassan Piker is my favorite journalist. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Of course. Alright. Philip August, who are we rating tonight? Who are we rating? On Twitch or YouTube? Peace out. True. Oh, I'm glad you had fun. You should donate to me for all the hardship that you gave me tonight. Good night or good morning at this point. Oh. Right, I've rated. Thank you. On YouTube, we are rating. Blah, 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 blah. Riverboat Jack. Thank you. I'll see you later during the birthday thing or whatever. Bye bye.